Ladies, what the fuck is happening? Wait. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. What the fuck is happening? We don't have any power here tonight. What the fuck is happening? I'm on pendejo mode here tonight on a Thursday. I don't even turn on the power. I'm sorry about you guys. I'm on pendejo face tonight. Anyways, let's start the show now. What the fuck is happening? I mean, I'm a professional. What the fuck is happening? Anyways, so we start off a lot of talk about Edge possibly retiring on Friday Night SmackDown this Friday. He's going to have this match with this Sheamus, who's a very good friend of him. He told a story last week how Sheamus wanted to do a YouTube video with him, and they decided to go on a back ride, but he had a really bad fall, and he was fine with the bike fall. And then he said, well, if I can take a fall like this and be fine, maybe I can go back to wrestling. And then about a year later, he invited Sheamus back, and they started wrestling in some ring, practicing to see if, this whole story, to see if Edge can get healthy. He did. So he's very thankful. He said, if it's not for Sheamus, I'm not here. So a lot of people are saying this could be, or Edge is, not a lot of people, Edge is saying himself, doing an interview because it's going to be in his hometown of Toronto, that this could be his final match. We'll see what the hell happens. Remember last year they said that it could be possible that his final match could be in Toronto. Remember that they said that last year. So I don't know why people are so surprised that this is it. I think if it was a pay-per-view, people would be like, oh yeah. But because it's a SmackDown, they're like, no way he's gonna go on a SmackDown. Guys, but it's in his hometown. He gets to retire in front of his fans, his family, friends. It kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense if you think about it, ladies and gentlemen. So many guys retire without even knowing, right? Like Triple H ended up having his final match, and he didn't even know it was final. This guy would know it's my final match, and he already went through the whole stuff about retiring without knowing, and then he had to come back. So it's better for him to maybe just retire now in front of his hometown, his family, his friends, than have to maybe in a few years re-sign a contract and have to force to retire again. So it's better to go on your own terms, ladies and gentlemen. But we'll see what happens. More drama with AEW. Everybody's very unhappy with Tony Khan, saying he's not doing a good job handling the CM Punk situation. Also, they're frustrated with the card for All In. A lot of wrestlers are complaining and they're not part of the card. This is kind of the same problem WWE had a few weeks ago with SummerSlam, with the women, especially Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. So it's kind of normal. But the problem is AEW is known for having like big ass shows, like 10, 15 matches, where WWE's like, well, under the Triple H era, they technically only do about 5 to 7 matches on pay-per-views. But with Tony Khan, I think a lot of people are getting frustrated because, like, dude, you're known for doing 3 to 4 hour pay-per-views. Why not put us on the card? So it's kind of a similar situation with Triple H with SummerSlam. Also, they're saying that this week they did stuff different. They filmed Ring of Honor after Dynamite, which usually Ring of Honor gets filmed Saturdays after Collision. So a lot of people are like, why did they do that? They said they had a bunch of people from Cole Cabana, Christopher Hero, that are not, very CM Punk people. They had them on the show, so maybe that's why they did it. They didn't want any problems. Who knows? But a lot of people are wondering, why did they do Ring of Honor on Wednesday after Dynamite instead on Saturday? So something to keep an eye on. But a lot of people supposedly are not very happy with Tony Khan backstage. They said it's funny because we're about to hit the 1 year mark of the whole CM Punk Elite situation. And they said this is the most similar the backstage has been since that situation, that people are just not happy with the way Tony Khan has been doing business lately, especially when it comes to CM Punk. And now also some people are mad at the whole, they're not going to be on the All-In card. Like I said, I think the All-In card is normal. Triple H is one way with SummerSlam. But I do think the CM Punk situation, man, he's too CM Punk, like, he needs to be more fair. I feel like the fact that he was yelling CM Punk anytime he walked backstage, that's too much, man. I think Tony Khan, like I said, I think he's a really good booker, but I think as far as being a leader of man and like a boss, I think he needs to work on that, man. let's continue to move forward. Sami Zayn said he's got a lot of injuries. He said it's just nothing is too bad to the point where I have to take some time off. But I do have some bad injuries. Seth Rollins said the same thing a few weeks ago, that he had some bad injuries. He said his knee was bothering him. He said his back was bothering him. This is part of the business. These guys are in their late 30s. So it's, they've been doing this for now 10, 15 years. So of course they're going to have nagging injuries. Just hopefully nobody gets that big injury where they have to take time off. Like Dakota Kai, who said on her live stream a few days ago, she said, "I'm not back. I'm only here." She said, I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this whole thing right now with Io Sky winning the women's champion. But as you can see, I'm not physically active. I just like stand there. I haven't even done anything on the microphone. I just stand there. She's like, I'm probably not going to be able to wrestle until next year with this leg injury I have. So she's like, anybody that thinks I'm officially back and I'm going to start wrestling soon, that is not the case. I am not going to be able to wrestle until sometime next year. So wishing Dakota Kai a speedy recovery. Let's see here, ladies and gentlemen. I think we are done with the freaking. Let's do Dynamite real quick. Here we go. Dynamite. What was the date for Dynamite? Let's see here. It was August 16. Let's see here. August 16, 2023. And that's on the Big Daddy, not the Little Daddy. Let's see here. I'm a professional. What the fudge? Nope, this is not the one I'm looking for, I don't think. Why is there like a lot of YouTube stuff about this? Did the guy that I usually websites didn't do this shit today? Oh boy. The guy that I usually All right, whatever. I think this is okay. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So AEW Dynamite. There we go. I think the article opened. Okay, there we go. All right, so AEW, man, from freaking Tennessee. Let's go, man. We started off with Orange Cassidy, man, defending his championship against Wheeler Yuta. Orange Cassidy wins. After the match right away, Clyde Castanelli and John Moxley attack Orange Cassidy. And then the best friends come out, but they beat him up too. Then it leads to freaking Lucha Bros coming out, and then Eddie Kingston comes out, and he pretty much challenged him to a stampede of the stadium match at Wembley. So I think it's going to be 6-on-6, I believe. So Claudio Castanelli, Wheeler Yuta, and John Moxley need 3 more people. We'll see who those 3 people are going to be. But that should be a hell of a match, man, for Wembley, man. Hell of a match, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move ahead. Let's freaking move ahead with this show here tonight on a Thursday. Hold on. All right, hold on. So then we get an interview between Kenny Omega and Jim Ross, and he's talking about how Don Callis used to be like an uncle to him. He would always tell him what to eat so he can be the best athlete, growing up. And then he just freaking starts getting attacked by he just got his freaking ass attacked by freaking Jay White and Juice Robinson, and I think Takashita was there too. And then they just beat the shit out of him. And that's pretty much it with that. Adam Page is in the hospital with him, and that was the segment that they said that Adam Page got sent that he couldn't go into the arena. I'm like, of course you could have done that in the arena. There's always an ambulance at these shows just in case something bad happens. So of course you could have filmed that backstage at Collision. Of course you could. But anyway, he's like, I'm not here tonight. I'm in Florida with Kenny Omega as he's getting medical attention for getting his ass whooped. But anyway, then we go to freaking Don Callis, man, and he's waiting for Chris Jericho to give him the answer about if he's going to join his family or not. At first, he tells him yes, and then they're like, okay, let's go have some beers and everything. But then Jericho's like, what is that picture, though? And Don Callis doesn't want to show him the picture. And Jericho's like, show me the picture. And it's like Don Callis with Jericho's head. And he's like, man, I'm going to be honest with you. I thought you were going to say no. And then Jericho's like, so you're going to decapitate me, take my head off because I was going to say no to you? What the hell is wrong with you? And then they just start arguing, it's almost like Jericho turned babyface. And then, Don Callis, I think he slapped Jericho, and then Jericho pushes him, and it's about to beat him up. But then Takesha Hashishida shows up with a chair, and then, then Will Ospreay shows up, and they start beating the hell out of Jericho. And then later on the night, Jericho backstage challenges Will Ospreay to a match at All In. So it will be Jericho versus Will Ospreay at All In. So I guess this whole thing was to get to this match. All this crap this last few weeks about Jericho joining the Don Callis family was to get to Will Ospreay. And I guess at the same time, you turn on babyface, maybe for the future, because I doubt this is going to be a long storyline due to Will Ospreay living in Japan. So we'll see, though. But that's what they pretty much got out of this. It seems, at least for now, a Jericho babyface and a match with Will Ospreay at All In. Let's see. Let's continue to move along, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Then we get Darby Allin and Nick Wayne versus the Tolona. I don't know who the fuck these guys. I think I know who they are, but I can't pronounce their names. I think they got attacked right before the match started, but then they got back up, and then they actually won the match. Darby Allin and Nick Wayne, and then Fox, R.A. Fox, and Surf Strickland are going to the ring, but then Sting is on the Titantron. He's got one of their members, so instead they start running backstage. But Sting doesn't really do anything to him. He ends up letting him escape. It's just to mess around with them. It was kind of funny. He's acting like the Joker. Kind of funny stuff right there by Sting. Anyways, let's move along. And then we get the freaking Adam Cole versus MJF. Freaking, we get a promo first. Adam Cole saying how I'm gonna win this match. It's the biggest match of my career. About 9 months ago, I was told I might not even wrestle again. I would sit in my house and cry because I didn't know if I was going to be able to do the thing I love to do. So this is my time to win the AEW World Champion. And then MJF is like, you think that's a story? I have a better for you. And then MJF talks about how, like, he said, in 2018, I busted my ass. I drove like 90,000 miles in 1 year in my car because I was trying to make a name for myself in all these small wrestling companies. And then when I found out that All In was going to take place, I sent a direct message on social media to Cody Rhodes, and I told him, listen, man, you don't know me, you don't owe me anything, but put me in this card and All In, and I'll make the most out of it, I promise you. And he said a few months passed by and no answer, but then finally Cody Rhodes answered and told him, you're all in, buddy, you're in the card. And then he said, that was the biggest point of my that was like my breaking point. I got there. And a few weeks later, after having my match at All In, Tony Khan called me and told me he wanted to sign me to AEW. And ever since there, I started here in the undercard. I worked myself all the way up to being a main eventer and AEW World Champion. And so it all comes full circle this August 27. It's 5 years ago. That's where I got my big break. And now I come back there 5 years later to the same damn show as your AEW World Champion. No way I'm losing this match. So they're just having a face-off, and then Ashi Open comes in, because remember, they're going to face Ashi Open in that same show in a tag team match for the Ring of Honor tag team titles. They're starting to beat them up. Obviously, then Adam Cole and MJF to the tables. They're trying to hit him with the double clothesline. They miss. And then Adam Cole, MJF trying to hit him with a kangaroo kick. He also misses. And then, Aussie Open just runs away. MJF is like trash talking them. And then Adam Cole's like, he's going to like hit him. But then MJF turns around, he doesn't really hit him. It's just playing mind games. We'll see what happens. It could be possible that the big blow-up happens in the tag team match at All In. And then that would be kind of good, right? Because I think what also they're trying to get is they're trying to get people to file into the stadium fast. So that's why I think they want to do this match at 0 hour. Because by the time they go live for the pay-per-view, I think they want the stadium to be full. And I think that's what they're going with here. It's a way to have everybody in by I don't know what time the pay-per-view starts, but they want I think they said 5 o'clock. They want everybody in. So by the time the real pay-per-view starts, they probably want the video, the picture of, welcome to All In. We are fully loaded here, 85,000 strong here tonight. So they don't want any empty seats when the show starts. So that's why I think they're doing this match, to make sure that the stadium is as full as possible for the start of the pay-per-view. But yeah, good little segment there. Great-ass segment. Probably the best part of the show. Let's move along here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move along here tonight. Then we get a Texas Chainsaw Massacre match between Jeff Jarrett and Jeff Hardy. Jesus Christ, what the hell was this, man? Started backstage. There's blood all over the place. At one point, you have Leatherman show up. Jesus Christ, tables all over the place. Guitars. Holy cow, what the hell was this shit, man? Jesus Christ, man. At the end, Jeff Jarrett wins the match. But I don't know what the hell this shit was. Holy cow, ladies and gentlemen. And then we get Britt Baker versus the Bunny. Britt Baker wins this match. So it's not going to be a fatal four-way. Saraya, Britt Baker, Hashira Tashera, and Toni Storm at All In for the AEW Women's Championship. So looking forward to that. Let's see here. Let's move along, ladies and gentlemen. And then the Acclaim's about to have a match, but they get freaking they get beat up by the House of Black instead, which is interesting. The House of Black had said they're exclusive to Collision, but they showed up here on Dynamite. Pretty damn interesting, man. And then, and then we get the main event, the Gun Boys versus the Young Bucks. Good little match here. It was more about the ending, more than anything. The freaking Young Bucks won the match, but once the match is over, man, it was all melee, man. You have the freaking the Bullet Club Gold, Juice Robinson and Jay White show back up. It's about to be a 4-on-1 attack, a 4-on-2 attack with Bullet Club versus Young Bucks. But then, the commentary's like, remember, neither Kenny Omega or Adam Page are here. So it's a 4-on-2 situation right now for the Young Bucks. But then freaking FTR comes out, man, and they take out Bullet Club. And then they have just a face-off again. At one point, FTR kind of teases they're gonna hit at the Young Bucks with their finisher, kind of the same way Adam Cole did with MJF. But it's just mind games. And I think that was at the end of the show, just the FTR and the Young Bucks just looking at each other in a face-off. I believe that was the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that was just the fucking that was the end of the show, I believe. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was a very good show. Honestly, like I said, the main event, I'm like, whatever. But at least the ending was good with the Juice Robinson and Jay White showing up, and then the FTR showing up. It was good, but good ass shit. Great show, probably very entertaining from top to bottom. There was never really a part where I was bored. I kind of checked out a little bit when the women's match. After the freaking, I think it's normal, right? After that fucking chainsaw match, massacre, whatever the hell they were calling it, between Jeff Hardy and Jeff Jarrett. Obviously, it's kind of hard to follow up that. But other than that, I mean, it was a very good show, man. Very, very good show. A lot of story now being told, right, with MJF, Adam Cole, even the Chris Jericho situation. Fun show. I wonder who's going to be the three members added to the Claudio Castagnoli, Willer Yuta, John Moxley team. That's going to be interesting to see who the hell they add. But until next time, I'm finished.